Welcome back, everybody. Okay, this is the next section of our Let's Play, episode 4. I already scouted this out before I started recording, and I figured what I was going to do next was take over Rhodes, or Rhodes, as they call it. For one, we have a big Greek army that's going to face us down before we can actually take over the city, but this is such an important strategic point for us because we're going to capture another wonder here. Now, if we capture this wonder, it's going to increase our naval trade by another 40%. Just imagine, we're already making tons of money everywhere. We're going to be able to construct everything we want, most likely, once we capture that. So let's see what we got going. Just to help the computer along, the AI is a bit slow on the construction for my taste, but okay. Everyone's happy in these sections, which is good. My settlements are pretty happy. So, what I would like to do now is at Tarentum, that's probably where I'm going to have most of my cavalry come from at this point. We will need a second army, potentially, to take down them, because I don't know how many units I can spare at Halicarnassus. Okay, well, population's pretty good there, so for now I'm just going to start recruiting some peasants to guard the settlement and maintain public order once we get out of there.
Fleet ready.
Okay. Actually, I might just take what we have built over here already and combine that with that large army at Halicarnassus. Okay, and then the general. Okay, the Spartans don't seem too happy about that one. Oof. Yeah, I might have to put this on hold for another second unless I can find some other way to keep them happy. Yeah, and this is where that very hard campaign difficulty comes into play. Okay, Illyrian mercenaries, a bit expensive, but upkeep is normal. Okay, so they seem to be content now. Good. And we have a Macedonian spy. Interesting. It seems they trust us as little as we trust them. We have our own spy here. Yeah. By the way, Alexander the Great actually hailed from Macedonia, so this is where his original empire would have been. The generals beneath him, they sort of split up his empire. A lot of what's over in Turkey, Egypt even, the Seleucid Empire, they were all his generals. The leaders of those factions were all his generals. And after he died, they tried to fight over his entire empire. Everyone wanted to be the leader, and they essentially lost his empire for him after he died. Should have picked his friends a little better, but I suppose anyone would have done that. Alright. So I'm going to send our admiral on the way now. I'm going to see if I can recruit a few of the Cretan. Oh no, we can't. But I will take some mercenary hoplites and these Rhodian slingers along. Very good units, both of them. Okay, and we continue. I would like to see if I can also increase the size of my navy. And yes, I'm going to have that done at my, or at Croton, not the capital. Just a nice city for us. Alright, next turn. The Greeks, they keep bugging me about a ceasefire. No. Okay, one thing I've found is that sometimes the population or the public order increases when you remove some of the units. So maybe I just have way too many military units for their liking in the settlement. Imagine if you had a ton of military in your city, how would you feel? Same with me, I wouldn't be too happy. Let's see, what am I going to leave behind? Cavalry units. Let's merge these units so I have one big unit of equites, or relatively big. Okay, now, yeah, it looks like they actually got happier when we removed our units there, so that's excellent. Now, how are we going to land? I hope all of my units can land. If not, that would be a disaster.
Set sail! Disembark! Aye, Captain.
And can we land here somewhere?
Set
Yes, we
sail!
can.
Disembark!
Yes, you're in trouble now.
Imperator.
Okay, and then we can start putting them under siege.
Settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
Ooh, I want to get to them so bad.
Aye,
How
Captain.
much farther can this unit go?
Imperator.
I'm trying to see. Maybe we can land on the north beach. There's not much room to maneuver here.
Sir.
If anything, we might retreat back onto the ship if they manage to beat us, and that would only be the case if I could only bring one of my armies into this fight. Just to bolster our numbers, and since we have the money, let's hire some more mercenaries there. Yeah, so you're gonna get your money's worth on this Let's Play. Okay, keep the construction going. We want to keep going strong. We want to keep our empire growing. So another, yeah. I figured I'd make my home provinces mostly, or like these two mostly, about economy, and then the rest military, or a lot of the rest at least. Sparta, I mean, that should be a military one, just because of the history of the city. Yeah, and it's awesome. We're going to have a lot of purple dye. And purple dye was very important. And you can tell because the Senate's dye is purple. If you were royalty or a person of high power, purple dye was very expensive. So you wouldn't find a lot of purple clothing back at that time. Oh man, Macedonia is going to have some armies for us to deal with. And we're both going to bring a lot to the fight. However, I'm not a big fan of letting the AI control what we have. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to let them come into the battle a little later. But I will control them. So the computer's only going to let me control manually one big section like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 2. So yeah, 20 units at a time can be manually controlled. So whatever fills in these slots, they're going to let in, probably including the first general there. So let's get this going. Depending on how long this battle takes, I might make this end the Let's Play. But we'll see how things go. First major battle.
You're probably wondering about this evening's entertainment. There's enough wine in camp to float a boat. It's all yours when they're dead. Oh yes, and the camp women will be suitably appreciative, too. There stand the Greeks, ready to fight or die. Today, I think we should send as many of them as possible to Hades. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them.
You see our navy in the background there? That's ours.
They're standing among nations. We stand on the defensive today. Let them wear themselves out against our battle line. We outnumber them by a small margin. From such small beginnings are great victories crafted. The enemy deserve no better than to be shot down. Let us do this and conserve our strength. Be of good heart, for within the day, reinforcements will reach us. I have won many great victories for Rome. Be strong in that truth, and let this be one more. March on, and know that our victory is assured as long as we live and die like true Romans.
Alright, just a little speech there. I do like to throw them in every once in a while. Only one unit of Principes. I wish I had more of them. So our weakness here is going to be the fact that we don't have a ton of infantry units. Let's back this up a little bit so we'll have more time to link up with our reinforcements when they get here. One thing we are very strong in, however, is missile units. And because their army is composed of mostly phalanxes, which won't be able to catch us as fast, I'm going to have them out in the front a little bit. Okay. Probably send a unit of war dogs. So we'll just throw them in front of our missiles so they can get away if we have to. Keep my general nearby too, in case anything bad happens.
Gods be praised! The reinforcements are here! Send them to fight! Dishearten the enemy!
Okay, and lots of missile units. Maybe this won't be as bad of a battle as it looks like. This definitely won't be as bad as the one versus the Spartans that we had earlier. I mean, okay, 1 unit of General's Bodyguard, so that's the only unit that they have. Oh, and there's our statue at Rhodes there that we're trying to capture. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty good battle. So I'm going to have them march and link up with us here. Keep my general and my war dogs nearby, because their general's bodyguard is going to be the only unit that's going to be able to capture our missile units. These guys just don't move fast enough for that. Yeah, always find the enemy's weakness and exploit it to the utmost. Probably going to attack their middle section very heavily. Yeah, and these guys, even when they're not in their phalanx formation, they still run slower than other infantry units. It's understandable. I mean, like, just imagine running with a big pole like that. Also going to call up 1 unit of our phalanxes, our only unit. Oh, they have a missile unit hidden somewhere. Right there. Just 66 of them though, nothing major. Wait, actually I shouldn't be wasting my Velte's ammo on them. Where are their good hoplites at? Here's one of their good units. Yeah, this is a very delicate thing. It's like a dance. Okay, let's send our war dogs out to attack. Then I'll actually have our reinforcements line up here. Then I will actually recall all of our units back to our main battle line, which is right here. Just have the war dogs hold them back a little bit. Oh yeah, these war dogs are going to get it, unfortunately. If we play our cards right, we could surround them from 2 sides and just keep firing on them. Only thing that worries me is this general's bodyguard, who's probably going to wipe out this unit of war dogs, unfortunately. Even the dog handlers. Okay, now I'm going to increase the rate at which they're running. Yeah, no, this battle should go quite well for us here. our slingers here. And this is what happens when you have the unbalanced army. Crap, what did my general do? Get him out of there. That could have ended pretty bad. Just run. Yeah, I should have paid a little more attention there. A little tactical error on my part. Okay, now at some point I am going to have yes, this is where I'm going to have my infantry tie them down. Crap, and we're taking friendly fire here. I'm gonna redirect the fire. Yeah, let's kill their general. Then we're gonna try and kill.
The king has been slaughtered.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna try and kill both of their generals at the same time. And we already did one, so. Okay, and this is sort of a chaos type battle, very unorganized. Okay, and they're ready to go. Oh man.
Attack quickly!
Yeah, just one thing I checked out there, we lost about 20% of our units, they lost 60% of theirs, so that went pretty good for us, the exchange. Crap. Yeah, I'm gonna lose some of my Triarii here. I do want to retain them so I can retrain them later, but see if they can make it out of there. And their captain is very resilient. He's probably taking a lot of missile fire here.
Virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
No! I'm gonna have to withdraw, or have some of my men here retreat. Hand-to-hand combat versus hoplites, they're bound to lose, especially from the front. And for some reason my general... Okay, there he is. Get him out of there. That's the last thing I need right now. My two best generals dying. And our arrows are doing most of the damage here. Okay, have them run away some more. Now these are tactical retreats. Well, not really tactical because I have to run, but I know that I'm not going to come out ahead fighting dumb. This battle's going to get a lot easier once their captain is dead. No, not the generals. I'm not risking them. As much as I'd like to. Okay, now might be a good time.
The gods have filled the heart of the enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward. Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed!
Okay, and then we're just going to wipe up some of their last pockets of resistance here. Who's going to win this? Oh, I think we're going to lose this fight. Yeah, in order for my infantry to do any damage to a hoplite unit, we always have to make our way to their left and right first. But we take damage instantly. That's one of the main reasons we have to always outwork the hoplite formation. Whether it be missiles or outflanking the enemy. And let's chase them off the map here.
The enemy army is in flight. Pursue
Wonder if this is going to be a clear victory or average, because we did lose a few. Yeah, 22%, so 1 out of 5 soldiers. It's not terrible, but I do like it a little cleaner still. And this is just the beginning. So, yeah, we pretty much ran them off the map here. So we should be able to take this island now.
Rome demands victory from her generals, and this...
Sweet. Yeah, let's at least capture the settlement that we came for during this Let's Play. And we did.
This land is Roman.
And in this case, I'm going to enslave the populace only because, for one, we're going to get a trade increase off of it. And also, I do not have the military units to spare here to control them, so... And we captured another wonder. The Senate canceled their mission because we actually took it over instead of blocking it. Okay, so we're going to get an increase in naval trade by 40%, and that is a ton right there. Historically, an earthquake brought this statue down in 226 BC because an oracle, which the Greeks believed in at the time, said don't repair it. It was never repaired, sadly. I would have liked to see it. And we're gaining some popularity with the Senate. They're finally appreciating some of our efforts. The masses are also looking at us a little bit nicer now. That's the people. Huh. And the Senate thinks we did such a good job. They're going to give us a reward outside of a mission reward. They're just going to give us something for free, which is games thrown. So let's see where they threw those. And they held them in our capital of Tarentum. Excellent. And we are once again the largest faction. Man, the accolades just keep rolling in here. All the good benefits. Everyone loves a winner, right? Yeah, if I lose this Let's Play, it is a possibility. I don't know what's going to happen with the later armies. Egypt is going to be very challenging. They always have the chariots, and then there's elephants to deal with in the Middle East. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will be sure to upload every episode, even if I lose. Let's get some more construction going. Actually, here I would prefer a port for now, because this is going to be mainly a trade settlement. Let's see. So yeah, we got another point with the Senate. The majority of the Senate has a good opinion of our deeds. Some senators still wonder whether we are motivated by a personal quest of glory rather than the greatness of Rome. Well, it is a personal thing, but they don't know that yet. Okay, and yeah, we are the most popular with the masses as well. Yeah, and as far as Macedon goes, the Senate is still very happy with the Macedonians. Yeah, I'm going to have to retrain some of these armies. So I think what we're going to be capturing next, I think this right here is an Egyptian-held island. I'm probably going to scout that out with one of my navies here. But if it's an Egyptian army, I'm not going to attack them just yet. That's a whole nother thing right there to mess with Egypt this early on. I'm going to want to make sure I have legionaries trained before I do that, and we will have them soon, I believe. Okay, and because we had such a major battle, I'm afraid this Let's Play is going to have to end here. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in again and again. We'll see you guys next time.